What's up, guys? Marc here, and thank you for tuning in for technically week 3, but for the video series week 2 of training for a 1,000-pound deadlift. Now, if you're just tuning in, a couple months ago I had competed at the Santa Monica Classic, where I took the championship there, or I took the win there, and that got me an invite to the official Strongman Games World Finals. That's happening in Arlington, Texas in late November. Now, because we are not really competing up until then, one of the big goals that my coach and I, Gabriel Pena, are trying to work on is deadlifting 1,000 pounds. 2 weeks ago, I had went for a 926 pull. That was 420 kilos on a deadlift bar. That was my 7th time ever deadlifting in a suit, and my first time deadlifting on a regular deadlift bar in about a year and a half. So there's a lot of mechanics that I have to readjust to. One, the deadlift bar again, and then two, using a suit. Something that has gotten a lot more comfortable from when I first started to where actually taking a step back, it absolutely sucked when I first got into it because we were getting ready for like over an 800-pound deadlift for reps on an axle, and I was losing faith in it. The 6th time I had ever deadlifted in a suit was literally OSG last year, and I haven't worn one since. So basically, the goal is now breaking the suit a little bit more. My suspicion, because the events are not out yet, there's going to probably be something like a deadlift ladder or maybe some sort of Trump deadlift. I assume it's going to be a deadlift ladder. But before we start training for the deadlift ladder, the goal right now is to deadlift 1,000 pounds. With that being said, like I said, 2 weeks ago I had pulled 420 kilos, 926 pounds. Last week I had a bunch of doubles at 860 pounds, and I don't remember what that was in kilos. And while we're talking about getting back into a suit, we are actually pulling raw today. I hate to break it to you guys, I'm sorry. So I think my program has got me doing 3 sets of 5 with ascending weight. So we'll start at 70% for 5, 75% for 5, and then we'll top it off with 80% for 5. And that should put me at about the 750, 740 pound range. After that, we'll bump up to 85% and then to 2 singles with that. We got a couple accessories that I might have to make shift just because I'm here at the home gym today. I like to call this place my hellhole, mainly because it could be 60 degrees out there. It'll be 100 degrees in here. But I got some bent over rows, some GHRs, some straight leg raises, some dumbbell shrugs, and some cardio and conditioning work afterwards. I won't film everything, obviously, just because that's kind of the whole reason you get a coach, right? Is you want them to give you the accessories that are your weaknesses. I want to highlight the accessories I'm working on just so I can kind of talk about what I do after my deadlift sessions. But if you don't have a coach, you should probably get one. Don't copy my workout because this is specifically tailored to me. But all in all, I hope you guys enjoy the show. So, because I have a desk job, one of the things, unfortunately, is I have really tight hips and a really stiff lower back. And so, especially when I deadlift, or when I'm warming up for my deadlifts, before I even touch a bar, I actually do a lot of dynamic warm-up. A lot of this kind of comes from my track background, where I actually used to be a sprinter. So to open up my hips a little bit, I'll start with some frontwards leg kicks, followed by some sideways leg kicks. And then I'll pop in a Zyn, because there's no better pre-workout than a bit of nicotine. For a first set, feel pretty good? Sometimes my warm-ups are really good and I feel really good. It really just depends on the day. But yeah, we're gonna go up another plate and see how it feels there. I'm working as a solo team here between the camera and lifting. I didn't hit record, so we just did 445 for 3 or 2. We're gonna go up again, but if there's a weird jump between my last warm-up and this one, that's why. So probably what I'll do is I'll start my first set at 675 for 5, and then I'll do 715 for 5, and then I'll do then I'll try and do 740 for 5, and we'll see how that looks from there. So I'll probably go ahead, now I'll probably throw on my belt, I'll throw on another plate, and we'll do my last warm-up. These straps are figure 8s, they're a size large by Silverback. If you want to grab yourself a pair of these, there's a link down in the description where you can actually save 10% on all Silverback purchases. Yeah, so one of the things that I like to center myself on, especially as a person who is just a normal person, but I decided to create content obviously, is authenticity and transparency. What I mean by that is, whether you're a pro strongman or whatever the hell you want to call it, or just getting into the sport, don't get caught up on the social media stuff where pretty much everything is a highlight reel. Keep that in mind. And big reason why I like shooting content, kind of being a little bit more intimate with the camera, in a sense that I just kind of like showing the real side of things. I mean, I'm 325 pounds right now. I don't have 6,000 calories of meals or whatever. I have about 3. I sleep like crap right now. I get maybe 4 or 5 hours-ish, if that. Being that, one, I just kind of struggle to sleep. I have sleep apnea, and I have a baby. So that's just kind of the real side of things. So when you come into your trainings and say, you have a bad day, which today might end up being one of those days, don't hang yourself on the head. I think the beauty of strength sports in general is just the fact that you get to always see improvement, regardless if you give every single workout 110%. I know there's gonna be some athletes who are like, nah, screw that, like, go all out all the time, but like, that's also how you shorten your lifespan in this sport. There are plenty of guys who have gone and done incredible things in this sport, but then you don't really hear about them much afterwards because they're injured all the time, or they're sitting out because they're tired, or whatever it may be. But I just wanted to kind of keep it real when especially starting to get back into YouTube, right? Like, before the Santa Monica Classic show, I haven't really posted on YouTube. And since my last video, and then leading up to the Santa Monica, a lot had changed. I got married, I had a kid and stuff like that. And so, as you kind of evolve and grow older, like, priorities start to shift. And not to say that I'm doubting myself or quitting on this workout or anything like that, but just know that even I just won my last show. Even prep for that did not go perfect at all. I did not expect to even get first place in the log clean and press. Log was the only thing I felt confident in, and I still didn't think I'd get first. Deadlift, annoyingly enough, I know I won the event in like 30 seconds, but I also was having terrible deadlift sessions. Same thing with circus dumbbell. That was the very first time I got to use a 13 or a 12-inch globe with a 3-inch handle, and I had constant times where I felt like I was gonna zero the event. So like I said, quick little side rant as we're doing our first set of 5. If it moves well, it moves well. If it doesn't, though, don't kill yourself over it. So weirdly enough, that set felt better as it progressed. The first rep felt super heavy in my opinion, but after that, it's pretty smooth sailing, honestly. So we're gonna go up now. I think we'll strip the 25s, throw on a 45, and that'll give us 715, I think. All right, like I said, so we're up at 715 pounds now. We have another set of 5. I can't lie. Like I said, the last set wasn't hard. My boy's tired. And just like that, like I said, that was rough. Well, just goes to show you, not all training sessions go according to plan. So after that last set, I kind of danced the idea whether I either drop down for 5 or go for another set of 715 for 5. I'm going to put my cojones on and go for 715 again for 5. Like I had said originally, we were supposed to go up to 740 or something like that. I really don't think that's going to happen, at least without really hurting myself. So I'm going to stick at 715, try and do that for 5, and then I'll probably end up skipping my last 2 singles. Then I'll probably start doing my accessories from there. The last set, it was heavy, and things felt super heavy. It felt better as the set progressed, and I'll be honest, off camera, I've been taking pretty long rest periods, I'm not going to lie. So I think it's honestly been my shorter rest periods, and just the fact that I'm pretty exhausted, just mentally and physically. But no rest for the wicked, I guess. Honestly, if I can do 3, I'll be pretty happy with that. Again, like I said, it's one of those things where the fact that you can get in training, even at this level, whether you're successful or you're not, the fact that you just got in is more than enough. And I'm not saying that to sound like a quitter or anything like that, but I think one of the big problems in strength sports is people get way too caught up in this stuff and they start letting it affect their personal lives, and that's where you start seeing these interesting scandals coming up and stuff like that. As my coach says, we've talked about it pretty regularly, there is a whole world out there outside of this sport. And I'm going to do everything I can to get 5 without hurting myself. And let's try it out. Well, exactly that. That first one, again, wasn't super difficult. It's just, I'm not really in the mental space right now, unfortunately. And again, I wish I could sit here and make a YouTube video full of positive highlights and content, stuff like that, but sometimes it's just not how it goes. So, 715 again, we got it for 1. Honestly, if I really wanted to kind of go all out, I probably would have been able to do 2 or 3. But it's just not there today, and that's kind of one of those things where I, as a creator for content for you guys, wanted to kind of propose is sometimes this is the realism of training. It's not always going to be there. It's not always going to feel great, but the fact that you get it in is still better than nothing. So I really wanted at least 2 or 3 on that 715 for the last set. I started feeling a little bit of a pinch in my right bicep. It has been kind of bothering me for a little bit of over a week now, so I'm going to kind of take it easy. I'm going to finish my accessories and then go ahead and focus on rest and recovery. it has been a very heavy past 3 weeks now. So trying to stay rested, especially while we are still prioritizing this 1,000-pound deadlift. We are also working towards events for the official Strongman Games in November. And I can't sit here and say that we've officially started prep for the OSG show, but we are still working towards the OSG events. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Like I said, I kind of wanted to bring a whole different flavor to making videos here on YouTube. Everybody always is posting their highlight reels, and I wanted to kind of show you guys what realistic looks like. Just wasn't there today. I got 4 hours of sleep last night. Didn't really eat too much today, and had a really big, long day at work, and so honestly, I'm just tired. But this is me showing you guys, not all pro strongmen are just simply pro strongmen. I got a job, wife, kid, stuff like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you next week on the road to a 1,000-pound deadlift.